Feeling like you might need a break from the booze? I did. After a really busy summer with a glass or two of rosé in the sun here and an Aperol spritz there, I certainly felt like I'd been drinking a bit too much. Really easy to do, especially on holiday or maybe with more social events. But we all know that alcohol doesn't do us any favours, especially for women in midlife, whether that's for managing our weight, managing our hormones, or keeping our skin clear. So that's why I thought that I would set myself a little challenge to cut out alcohol for September and October. So how did I fare? Well, I really do think that a new season is the perfect time to make lifestyle changes. You know, more and more of us are discovering that our well-being goes up when the wine glass goes down, and alcohol can disrupt sleep, it can raise inflammation, and just make it harder for our body to balance hormones during menopause. It can also speed up skin aging and affect our bone and brain health. Not only that, but of course it can make managing our weight more difficult. You know, cocktails, high in calories, wines, beers, ciders, they're all really high in sugar and calories. And we often make less nutritious food choices, when we've had a few drinks. Am I right? So I've done a few stints of not drinking before. I was seeing somebody who didn't drink. That made it super easy because when we went out, just drinks weren't ordered. And it's hard, isn't it, if you're with somebody who does like a drink to actually kind of take a step back from that. And especially if you're with friends and they're all drinking. So, you know, being with the right group of people or having people on your side in the family or, you know, for a close relationship, I think does make a difference if you can manage that. And I know that alcohol, it relaxes me, it kind of makes me feel a bit more sociable. But generally, I have picked up a few healthy habits along the way, and I just thought I'd share with you about how I've been getting on these last couple of months, how I've coped in social situations, and also what I've been drinking instead, and what the reaction has been. Interesting. I did actually set a challenge with my followers over on my personal Instagram, that's Earle Me, to go alcohol-free alongside me. So if you are one of those, do let me know in the comments if you took part and how you got on. So I think one of the things that I really felt I needed to do was to find good replacements. So this, for example, is my current cocktail cabinet, and it's all alcohol free, and there are some really great new things that have come out even just in the last few months. Things that are not only alcohol free but contain things like nootropics and botanical herbs and ingredients, things like Sentia, for example, which are designed to increase GABA and just give you that little feeling of relaxation, you know, that Friday night, let's open a bottle of wine and have a glass feeling without the alcohol. And then there are a number of sort of nootropic brands appearing. There's a great lager brand, for example, called High and Dry, which is a zero lager that also has nootropics, lion's mane and cordyceps. I guess that's the high bit of the dry, which is the zero alcohol, or I think it's 0.04%, but almost zero. Anyway, those medicinal mushrooms are not going to get you high, but they are going to give you that little kind of lift, perhaps. And just that slight feeling of, it's time for a social unwind. So I think having good alternatives. I've also really enjoyed some of the new style kombuchas that are out there and the kefir waters, because we know that when we replace alcohol with something that's positive, we're really helping to replenish our good gut bugs and give everything in our gut a much better chance for success. And of course, our gut bugs control so many things, don't they? From our immune system to our mood, our anxiety, our skin, our inflammation, everything. So if we can replace a glass of alcohol with a glass of probiotic drink, then that has to be a good thing. So a couple of little handy hints. I know that some people go kind of cold turkey and just stick to a glass of water when they go out. For me, that doesn't really work. I like to have something that's kind of fake. You know, they say fake it till you make it. So I really like if I'm out in a restaurant and they have mocktails on the list, things like a Negroni, which is like an alcohol-free Negroni. Doesn't taste quite the same, but it's pretty good. And I like some of the zero gins. So Gordon's, Tanqueray, they do zero gin. And also just seducing the eyes with what's in the glass. So if you've got a 0 gin and tonic, dress it up. Make sure you've got a dash of Angostura bitters, a slice of lemon, a nice sort of clunky ice. You can have something like ginger ale, for example, in a champagne glass, and it looks like you're drinking a glass of champagne. So if everybody is celebrating around you, you just don't feel that you're being left out. I think that's the thing, because some people don't take it very well. I think they almost feel that you are thinking less of them because you've decided not to drink, but they're still drinking. It's kind of a bit of a guilt trip. So I think you have to judge the social situations where you feel that it's absolutely fine to say to somebody, I'm just not drinking, or whether you feel that actually you should just kind of be pretending. I mean, I know it's a bit hard, but some people don't react well. So I'd be interested to hear how you've got on. If you are somebody that doesn't drink, maybe you've gone teetotal for a while now, and what you have found interesting or difficult perhaps in challenging social situations. If you've got any advice for the followers here, I'd love to hear it. Do pop it in the comments. I've also noticed that my skin is better, it's clearer, my face doesn't look as puffy, my eyes don't look as sunken, and I sleep better. And I know that because I track it on a sleep app. So I think overall, those are the outward signs that I know things are going well. On the inside, I'm sure there's a lot of good cellular changes and hormonal changes as well that are really helping to regulate cortisol, for example, and stress levels. So yeah, going alcohol free, I think, has been super positive for me. And I've actually persuaded my boyfriend to go alcohol free as well. And he's had so much benefit from it that I think he's thinking of carrying on pretty much forever. I mean, who knows? Never say ever, but for a good long time, because we're both really seeing the benefits and encouraging each other. And I've also noticed that because I get up quite early sometimes and then try and do a bit of weight training or a bit of gym first thing before the rest of the day crowds in, and I am not a morning person. I'm definitely a night owl. I'm very happy to stay up working late, which of course is why I've been perhaps in the past historically reaching for that glass of wine, because, well, we're allowed to, aren't we, when it gets dark? So first thing in the morning, I have found that it's easier for me to wake up, and I've found I've had more energy. So I've actually worked out for a bit longer, perhaps, than I would have done previously. And I've actually upped the weights that I've been using. So I'm going up to now 22 kilos in each hand for my weighted squats, and 7 kilos for my hammer curls, gone up from 6 kilos. So is that alcohol related? Maybe, maybe not. Maybe I'm just getting stronger, but it certainly could have been a factor. So overall, well, I think cutting out alcohol isn't about missing out. It's about being stronger in your own skin. And it's something that I am going to continue. I'm not saying that I'm going to be teetotal. I'm not saying that I'm never going to drink ever. But I think to do an annual kind of reset and just to reframe how we think about alcohol and how we respond to it and give our bodies a chance to maybe go some time without can be useful. Let me know what you think. Please share any pearls of wisdom, as I say, for others who might want to stop drinking but haven't really had the opportunity. We'll also put some resources down for those who might need some extra support in that area as well. But in the meantime, let me know if you have enjoyed, and love to hear from you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, because that does help others, especially midlife women, find this channel and hopefully share useful bits of information. So until the next time, go really well. See you next time. Bye-bye.